Despite the important strides made through the National Health Insurance Scheme, it remains inadequate in fully covering NCD-related services and medications. In 2018, around 48% of all NHIS claims were related to non-communicable diseases. Yet essential services remain outside the NHIS coverage, leaving families dangerously exposed to out-of-pocket payments. It is against this background that shortly after my election as President, I directed the Honorable Minister for Health to initiate the establishment of the Ghana Medical Trust Fund, a commitment captured faithfully in the 2024 People's Manifesto of the National Democratic Congress. Following extensive consultations with inputs from over 3,300 stakeholders, the National Task Force I formed, ably chaired by Reverend Emeritus Professor Seth Aite, submitted its final report on April 10th this year. I'm pleased to inform you that the accompanying draft bill, as the Minister said, is ready and will be presented to Parliament when it resumes at the end of next month. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're launching more than just an initiative. We're launching hope. Hope for thousands of Ghanaians living with chronic diseases. Hope for families battling the overwhelming costs of care. Hope for a future where the quality of life is not determined by one's ability to pay for essential treatment necessary. The Ghana Medical Trust Fund will support specialist-level treatment for a range of chronic diseases, including cancers, diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, chronic kidney failure, stroke, and other complications. It will also progressively expand to cover convalescent care, palliative services, and home-based support. Support from the fund will be based on formal applications, carefully vetted, and will focus on costs not currently covered under the NHIS. The fund will operate as an independent statutory trust, governed by a board of trustees and supported by a dedicated administrative secretariat, third-party administrators, and patient navigators to ensure transparency, efficiency, and a patient-centered service ethic. Initial projections suggest the fund will require approximately 3 billion Ghana cedis annually over the first 3 years. And as was said, the main source of finance is going to come from the NHIL, the uncapped portion of the NHIL. It will also include direct budgetary support from government, voluntary contributions from corporate institutions and individuals, grants, donations, and will also be able to invest in order to raise income. Investment income. Strategic procurement measures such as access pricing and framework contracting will ensure that essential medicines and diagnosis are acquired sustainably. And so I spoke to the Minister and asked if we couldn't encourage our local pharmaceutical industries to increase the availability of generic drugs, which are much cheaper than the imported drugs. I know because I paid for my mother's diabetes drugs, and I know the difference between the imported drugs and the difference in cost. And so if we can encourage our pharmaceutical industry to produce generic versions of those drugs, it will bring the costs much lower. I wish to commend the exceptional leadership of the National Technical Task Force, chaired by Reverend Emeritus Prof. Seth Aite, and to extend my heartfelt gratitude to all the professional associations, religious leaders, our development partners, and citizens who contributed their expertise and passion to bring this initiative to life. Your dedication has translated a manifesto promise into a tangible, life-changing reality. On that inspiring note, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to officially declare, is there going to be a fanfare? Let me know. The last time when I was just declaring something launched, then pa 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 pa, I almost ran away from the stage. Okay, there's no fanfare. All right. On that inspiring note, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to officially declare the Ghana Medical Trust Fund, into brackets Mahama Cares, duly launched. May God richly bless all of us, and may God continue to bless our homeland, Ghana. Thank you very much.